This is how to turn an initial showing with a new buyer into a loyal client relationship. Hi, it's Eva Lin with EXP Realty, and I have some great strategies to share with you today. I'm giving you a peek into my regular Monday morning mastermind from earlier this week. The topic being discussed was buyer conversion. Given how the market has changed, agents who can't convert at a high level are going to be in big trouble. Check out this recording for a masterclass on how to turn your next initial showing with a new buyer into a loyal client relationship. And if you find this helpful and want more knowledge sharing like this, join me in Vegas on October 11th. My mastermind group is putting on a one-day conference with about 12 different speakers who are selling anywhere from $50 million to $600 million worth of real estate per year. They'll be opening their playbooks and sharing their absolute best strategies to increase production. So after you watch this video, let me know if you'd like to join me as my guest. The ticket's on me.
And a little bit about your business.
Sure. Big Dicker from Northern Virginia, DC market, and we did about 100 million. And so basically, exactly what Bill and Ryan is saying, just give the consumer what they want. They want to see a home. They don't want a lot of chit chatter. They just want to get in. So we let them know that we're going to schedule it. We don't even need to look ahead of time to see if the property is even under contract, available, anything. We just are agreeable right from the start. Give them that appointment. Then we just ask them a follow-up question like, oh, are you just looking in that Falls Church area? Are you also looking in McLean, or whatever. So then they tell us the location, and then, what's prompting their move, what's getting them to look for a home. So we try to get to the motivation, and then we get off the phone with them within just a few minutes so that we're not making them feel like it's a hard process to get them what they want. Then we do at the appointment is where we really start building rapport, and based on the motivation and the information that we gathered from them telling us the location, we bring a handful of other properties that we can share with them. And if we know of anything coming soon, we give them the inside scoop, because everybody wants to know the inside scoop, right? So letting them know about properties that are coming soon, that's not anywhere out there online. And so that they see the value that in working with us, they get inside information. So we do that. And then to answer your question, Dan, about like people that are long, down the road, a year out, what are we doing is we do the same thing what Bill was saying, is put them into a drip campaign, but also setting tasks and to-dos that we follow up so that they're just not getting random messages that seem impersonal. We have some that are personalized, but then we also set a reminder for ourselves to reach out to them. We might send a video or send them a message that says, hey, I remember at one point you had mentioned that your lease ends in June, 2023, but wanted to let you know that right now people are getting all kinds of great deals, and we're able to even get the sellers to pay a fee that will break your lease for you. So something like that is personal enough that they're like, wow, this person remembered that about me. And then you're relating it into how can we get them into homes sooner and get them a deal. Another buzzword for people is they want a deal. So those are the things that we're doing.
Awesome. If you have follow-up questions for Vic, you can put that in the chat right here. Colton, what do you know about lead conversion?
Still trying not to screw it up.
So guys, Colton, by the way, is going to be one of our speakers at the Fast Forward Movement event in October 11th that we're doing on day one of EXP Con, but we've got like our own thing on the side that we're doing. And he's the lead conversion guy, I'd say, in this group right now. He's just spent most of his time right here in this exact space. So we're right in his box. Before you do start, though, I want to just recognize that we are all getting to meet Remy. The newest whistle is right there. Check it out. Already Zoom famous. Very cool.
So
about, I don't know what it is, 3, 4, 5 days old. So congrats there, man. Cool.
Yeah. So kind of one thing, like the automations and everything that everybody's talking about, we use them and they're super important. But especially in this changing market, like scripts and automations, they're not going to do shit. Like people are super scared of the market. And I think we as agents are missing out on being one. We keep it like one of the things that we watch and the things that we practice is one, not asking questions that your relationship doesn't yet justify, which is something that we as agents always do, and it just completely deters people. But it's like, if we skip all the things to lead to the appointment, and this is, in my opinion, the most important thing for us to focus on, is how are we structuring our process and creating a framework that's going to get people to know, like, and trust us? Because they don't. We're salespeople. Most of us are meeting them for the very first time at a home. And we haven't set the process up in a way that's actually going to secure the secondary appointment. Our primary objective on the first appointment is to make sure that we secure the second appointment. And it's like, how do we do that? And you see people, like, if you go look at a house and there's multiple people set up for a showing, you see a bunch of agents with the black and white MLS sheet. They show up and they walk around and they, like, here's the kitchen, here's the bathroom, here's this. And they do all the stuff that we really, truly don't need us for. So it's like, if there's anything you can do, it's set the framework that's going to allow them to know, like, and trust you. So one of the things that we do, and it's a super simple step, it's one, we always send out a coffee invite. And the way that you structure this is going to completely get you the results. And it's, hey, got into the area a little bit early. I'm going to stop and grab a coffee. What can I get you? And you don't say, can I get you anything? Because people say no. You say, what can I get you? A lot of people will say yes. Even the people who say no, them appreciating you for the ask is huge, and it completely sets the stage for what that first interaction is going to be. And the first thing that we do is we meet them at the property, and we always tell everybody, like, show up early, and don't let the very first time you walk through that house to be when the client's walking through the house, because you see people all the time. They're walking through like, well, is there a bedroom downstairs? They have absolutely no idea. So show up early, make sure the lights are turned on. If the house is stale, it's had the AC turned off, open up everything, walk through the property, point out things that you can bring to their attention. It's like, we know, like, the likelihood of you selling them that very first house on that first appointment is slim to none. So spending all of our time trying to sell them on this one particular house doesn't do anything for us in any way, shape, or form. They don't like us, they don't trust us. So we need to create an environment that gives them the ability to know us, like us, and trust us. And the best thing that you can do as a salesperson, and we have the same exact script for every single client and standardize the process so you don't skip it, is when you meet with the client, hey guys, I'm not a helicopter parent. Feel free to take a look around at the house. I'll be within earshot's distance. So if you have any questions, I'll certainly be available to you. But while you're taking a look around, I'm going to be walking the property. And should this home be something that you like, I want to make sure that we can call out some things to bring to the inspector's attention. So it's like, we always tell our agents, don't just walk through the house and do nothing and be on your cell phone. Actually go walk around and find an old dated AC unit. Open up that HVAC cabinet and see if the thing's deteriorated and rusting till no end. Go look if there's nothing but wood rot. Go bring out things, know the school districts. Hey guys, how important are schools to you? Because they're 3s and 4s, or they're 10s and 9s. Like, having the information that's available. And when you want to really, truly develop trust with somebody, and if you want them to like you, and if you want to increase the likelihood of them wanting to meet with you again, you're going to call out things that are going to talk them out of buying that home. And agents are so scared to speak negatively on a property, but it's literally the thing you can do to dramatically improve the likelihood of you being able to show them that house. So you set the stage and you say, hey guys, I'm going to be taking a look around. When you're done, meet me back in the kitchen so we can discuss what you guys love and hate about it. And then they're going to come back. They're going to meet you in the kitchen. And you always start with, like, a little icebreaker, because for whatever reason, people feel like we just have to do better. So we all focus on the automations and everything to set the appointment, but where we all shit the bed is on the actual appointment that's going to secure the client. And sorry for the way I speak. So it's like, when we meet with them, you want to ask the question, like, hey, we all say, what'd you think about the house? Yeah, we liked it. Yeah, we're going to go home. We're going to think about it. And then we'll get back to you. And then they drive off and you never talk to them again. So instead, hey guys, I didn't build this house. I don't own it. I'm not going to be offended by your feedback. I truly want to know everything that you love and hate about it. And then you say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close is this what you're looking for? And it gives them the ability to, instead of a yes or a no, it gives them the ability to specifically say, it's like a 6. Got it. Okay, so clearly this isn't the home for you. What would it take to make this property a 10? Because now we want them to have to tell us everything that this home doesn't have and everything that they're looking for. Because remember, our entire point of this entire consultation is to make sure that we can secure the second appointment. And the more information that you collect, and the more questions that you ask, and the more that you truly just shut up and listen to them and take super detailed notes, the better likelihood that you're going to have to, one, identify pain points, two, find out the problems that they're experiencing. Because people will start talking to you and they'll start talking about interest rates. That's a pain point that we should be able to provide a solution for. Or they're going to talk about inventory, which in our market is still half of what it was pre-pandemic. So if that's their pain point, we need to be able to provide them a solution and identify that to create, let them know how we can bring a value to them. If it's affordability, same exact thing. Like, we need to listen for the pain points and be a problem solver for them so we can set the stage for us to be the person that they're going to want to work with. So we go through the whole thing and we say, okay, guys, on a scale 1 to 10, how much are you looking, what would it take to make it a 10? And then they tell you all those things that would make it a 10. And then remember, we're just trying to set the second appointment. So I was looking at a property last week. It had that downstairs bedroom and it also had that pool that you were looking for. I'm not sure if that home's still available, but if it is, would you have time to take a look at that tomorrow after work? It's like, because you've listened to everything that they were looking for. You've been able to identify it perfectly. And if you're like any of my agents who sometimes have a hesitancy of doing this, is because you're like, well, what if there's not a house there? You just said, I'm not sure if it's still available. However, if it is, would you have time to go take a look at it tomorrow? Because then we're going to create a calendar invite. We're going to create that appointment slot. And then you're going to go to the MLS and you're going to run and chase after something and be able to provide it to them. And if that house isn't available, hey guys, instead of looking at this property, we're going to go look at this property instead. We want them to tentatively set that appointment and create it on their calendar. Dan, I know you're about to say something.
No. You're good. It's just that I want to make sure everyone's digesting everything that you got here with them. I don't want you to be cut off half thought though, because everyone's digging and taking a lot of notes on everything you're saying here. So I want to make sure it's landing.
Yeah.
What would be go ahead. I wasn't wanting to interrupt you.
Well, no, I mean, because that's really it. We want to
Okay.
ask for the appointment. And if we can get them to agree to that appointment, then fantastic. Like, the amount of people, we had an agent in our office, because you guys, we train on this and we practice it daily. And we had one of our top producers tell us, he's like, hey, I'm going to admit, like, I haven't been asking for the second appointment. He goes, however, he said, you said something, it made me feel stupid that I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
I stopped skipping that step. I asked for the second appointment. He said, I got all 4 people in one day to secure that second appointment. And guys, like, all of your conversion is going to come from you not skipping any of these steps. Like, from the initial conversation and the value, like the ability to articulate the market conditions, your ability to speak confidently on it, to build trust, is everything. And then we do like the calendar invite, which increases the show up rate by 12%. So out of 100, if you do it, you'll have an extra 12 out of 100 people show up. So it's like all these tiny little micro adjustments are so incredibly easy to skip. But the compounding impact of not skipping any of these steps overall continues to pull people through that funnel and progress them closer to the finish line. But the problem that, like, we as agents have is if it doesn't work the first time and somebody says no, we're like, oh, that didn't work. Yes, no, that one step didn't work for that one client, but steps 1, 6, and 7 will be hugely impactful to client A, and steps 1, 3, and 6 will be hugely impactful for client B. And we want to make sure that we're deploying them so that they can have their impact where it's going to be effective.
Awesome. Guys, pretty good. So Colton's taking the stage on October 11th. By the way, we have 646 seats claimed for the time we're going to have together, starting at 9:30 in the morning at Green Valley Ranch. I'll just put this out there now because we're going to require a bunch of reminders around this. The event, which is renting a room like this, is a giant undertaking, giant expense, giant everything, and the seats are $50. And that's just so that people don't claim seats they're not going to use. With that, we're going to have like coffee, some fruit, and like, that's it. Have breakfast, come with your belly full, come with your purse, your pockets, whatever, with some bars, with whatever you might need. We're going to go 9:30 to 3:30. We're just going speaker after speaker after speaker after speaker. There's 2 15-minute breaks. We are all content that day. Okay, so just as a heads up on that.